You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast. Sup?
What's up?
How are ya?
Tired.
Yeah, you sound, I can hear it in your voice.
Tired. Yeah.
That ring feeling nice on the finger. You getting used to it yet?
Yeah, more used to it than the day before and the day before that.
The day
it was
before that.
fucking annoying me the first couple of
Yeah,
days.
I bet it was.
Really pissing
We
me
may have
off.
spoken about the dangers of gloving on this podcast before, as I turned my new iPhone on silent.
Gloving.
Gloving, dude. It's probably just more of a thing that dudes need to worry about because we're a bit more fucking foolhardy.
Manly.
It's like if I was to fall and like catch my ring on the edge of like a fucking table like that, see how like that's catching right there? You'd have to be watching YouTube here and it just skin off the fucking whole finger.
Fuck off. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
But I was just walking the pooch and he pulled and then so that pulled my
That
finger.
cunt will glove you.
He pulled my finger in my other finger and it fucking dug in there.
Tonka will glove you if you're not careful.
It's a bit of a hazard because I'm like quite an active guy, you know what I mean? I'm always
I mean,
out and about
yeah,
doing shit. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
really
Like,
active.
Fucking really active.
Really
guy.
active. Really active guy. Well, you're the most active people you see, they don't wear wedding rings. I mean, fucking, I've never seen David Goggins in a wedding ring.
Dad doesn't wear one.
Doesn't he?
He's a farmer.
My dad doesn't wear one.
Yeah.
He's divorced, though, so that's probably got something to do with it.
Did he wear one before that?
No, he used to, and then he took it off, and I don't know if that was a sign of things to come. Might have been.
I can see that, though. Like, if it fucking give you the shits one day, you just take it off and maybe
Yeah.
never go back on.
Did was fucking the SN thing last night? Did that go on last night?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Interesting. My old man's on the potty this week, punters and dribblers.
Yeah, he is.
Um,
And it's hilarious.
It's good times.
No,
Glad.
that.
So how are you, married man? How are you? What a weekend.
Married man's good. Nothing changes on my end, given that.
You've been with her for fucking 40
Been
years.
there for 12 years, so not much changes from a married, non-married's perspective.
Consummate?
Consummate, yeah, but not on the night, no.
I would have been shocked if you did.
No. I could barely get Ella's dress off before she fucking passed out. The poor thing, like that was a big carry from her.
Mate, there was no... I think it would have been illegal if you'd consummated.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Probably from her behalf, because I was the drunk man.
Exactly. It would have been illegal from her. Seriously. So where do we start?
I don't know where we start,
Where do we
dude.
start?
Where does one unpack these things?
It's...
down on Friday.
Yeah. Shout out to
No.
Tassie.
I wasn't
Thursday.
down on Friday.
You were down on Wednesday.
I was down on Wednesday. Fuck, I'm all over the place already. Down on Wednesday, into Hobart, flopped about, me and Ella, got a nice lunch. Oysters out the gate, loved them.
Now, Tassie oysters, they have ones that are huge and gross, but then the ones that were at the wedding, were they Tassie oysters or were they some Sydney Rock flown in on a
No,
PJ?
no, they're not. They're Tassie. You
They were
can just
delicious.
Get smaller ones. Yeah, fuck
They were
yeah.
fucking delicious.
You don't get Sydney Rocks down there.
No, I
But
wasn't sure if you flew them in.
What-
Such was the occasion. You know, chop it in.
we didn't chopper them in, no.
Okay.
We didn't chopper them in. But they were fucking good oysters.
Dude, I was like, give me more of those. And unfortunately, I wasn't going to follow around the oyster lady because I was sweaty, but I would have. They were good.
I think some people did.
Yeah.
Some people followed around. We'll try to do this. I don't know what
Chronologically?
Yeah, we'll try.
Well, you got in Wednesday.
Yeah, I got in Wednesday. Fucking had a bit of a rip and tear with Josh and Steph that night.
That's right. That was
They
your
got in late.
System of a Downing.
Yeah, they got in late because of fucking delays and shit. Every flight's delayed.
Fucking
now.
everything's fucking delayed. These airports, mate.
Every flight's delayed. Every single one. But varying lengths. Like when we flew down there, only one runway was open. I'm like, we'll open the other ones.
What are we doing? There was a chick in the hotel. Obviously, this is now no longer chronological, but when we were coming back, she'd been sitting in the hotel for 2 days. Jetstar had fucking cancelled 2 of her flights. She's there with 2 kids.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're like, we'll pay for your fucking accommodation. It's like, cunt, you want to do more than that.
Yeah, because there's like
Sebo lost his bag. They lost his bag.
On the way there or back?
On the way
on the
down.
way there,
Oh,
down.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't the only victim. There was a lot of people, friends of ours on that
All on the
flight.
same flight. I was on that flight. I was like, holy shit.
So was my mum and my sister. My mum would have had a heart attack, I reckon, if she'd lost her bag.
Steph, well, Camilla, they had kids. Like, Steph was like, we were like thank the heavens. We took a moment to go, thank God it wasn't us. Like, sorry for you, Seb, but thank God it's not me.
And I'm sorry for you, Camilla.
And Camilla and
two kids.
2 kids. Thank God it's not me. As we drove away from the airport, leaving, or the bag checks leaving, Sebo just being like, thank God, good luck, dickhead.
Sorry, brah, but you know, you never want to wish it upon yourself.
Listen, fit your own mask before you fit someone else's.
It seems that there's a distinct lack of professionalism the moment we leave.
Yeah,
for 5 or 6
so
days.
we go away for 5, 6, 7 days. We come back and our 2 fucking dead shit producers
just
think they got the run of the joint.
Yeah, they do. Fucking let's let alarms off
I bet they
halfway
had fucking
through.
parties in here while we were gone.
They probably did, mate.
Like when your parents go away and you fucking have all your mates around.
You probably did. Anyway,
Suck Sebo.
Thursday, we got up to the house, up to the ranch that we were staying at, Ella and I, Jarch and Steph, my brother and my sister. And we had a rip that night. Make no mistake. Had a rip that night. Just good old-fashioned hearty laughs. A lot of singing.
There was a shitload. I saw the videos.
Yeah. Some chop suey.
Yeah.
Good for the soul. Don't
Good
sing
to get
that
out
enough.
the nervous energy as well, you know?
You've got to expel, Tom. It's important to expel. And expel we did. Fucking great building we stayed in, built by convicts. Everything down there's built by convicts.
Well, I mean, I guess when you're fucking sending out a bunch of them, that's what you're probably using.
And I want to shout out their handiwork.
Convicts,
the craftsmanship.
Well, listen, nothing's made to last these days.
No.
Convict built shit is still standing and
it'll
standing
stand
proud.
up. It'll stand up.
Every building there's like built in 1830. I'm like, this place is sick.
1830, 1820, 1810, Tom.
Yep.
Maybe that's too early. I don't know.
I saw in 1820, Launceston, and then Avondale was 1830, and I was like, oh, it took them 10 years to get out of town, eh? From Launceston to Avondale.
It's a fair way out. Imagine that in a fucking horse and cart, like strolling out
When
there.
you don't even have roads.
Yeah, no roads.
That's a good point.
Think about it that way, Tom.
Oh, yeah, it's a fair point.
So I'd just like to shout out their handiwork, their craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Fucking terrific.
Can I shout something else out about Tasmania?
Yep.
Tasmanian bees, dude.
Yeah, they're big fluffies.
They're big, cute, fluffy bees. Like, they're bees like God intended bees to be.
Well, it feels like...
One of them stung Scotty Rumble on the chin while he was in mid-piss at the wedding. I was like right next to him, he's like, dude, a bee just got me. I'm like, fuck off.
I didn't think they stung you, those bees.
Bees sting, dude.
Even the big, cute fluffies?
Yeah, the big, cute, fluffy ones, they draw you in with their cute fluffiness.
They're like this big.
Dude, they're huge.
Massive.
Big fucking bees. I'm like, why haven't you nipped over to the mainland? I'd like to see a bit more of you around here rather than our lame-ass bees.
Yeah, but they have their work cut out from down there.
Well, it's like heaven down there.
It was like...
It's a bee's paradise.
It was a bee's paradise. It was... They've had a lot of rain down there, like a fuckload. Like
not flooding. There. So, to me...
But it had warmed up.
My perception of Tasmania is a sunny, gorgeous heaven. They're all like, yeah, you're standing here 2 weeks, you'll be fucking under 3 foot of water. I'm like, nah, I don't believe you.
Yeah, but that's... See, what's good for me is that I'm only here for 6 days.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's heaven. It was green.
It was lush, green, verdant pastures as far as the eye could see. I tell you what else
Everything
I want to shout out.
was in bloom, dude.
If you could come back as an animal, not the Tasmanian bee, whilst I have a great affinity for them, Tasmanian sheep.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're not getting killed, if you're just a sheep for your wool, if you're a merino wool in Tasmania, if you're a merino sheep in Tasmania,
You're loved and adored for your prized wool.
big fat fuckers running around having the time of your life in fields.
They were
with your friends.
gallivanting.
Dude, I saw them like laughing. I swear a bunch of them were like giggling with each other. I was like, dude, you guys have got it worked out. Like, you don't have a natural predator. I don't think there are foxes in Tasmania. Tassie tigers, maybe, if they're still around.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I don't know, Eddie. I've seen some footage.
I saw a wild cat. That was about all I saw.
Well, I don't know if a wild cat's taking out a sheep, is it?
No way. Not with all that wool.
Nah. Cats don't get that big either.
It wasn't that big. It was just like a
But,
feral.
like, I don't think they mustn't have foxes there because chickens roam freely around there as well.
Yeah, no confirmed. People have tried to introduce them, but there's no confirmed thing.
What
that they've
fuckwit's
settled
trying to introduce a fox?
Oh, so you can be a free range chicken down there,
Bro, the
without
place,
a fair,
the
without
place
a
we were
fear in the world.
staying, chickens were running all around the property, like in our garden and shit, and their baby chicks were following them. I was like, do you fucking cunts know about foxes? Because if you don't, you're in some big trouble. I then looked into it, and I'm like,
did a bit of daddy, did a bit of
well,
did a Dioring.
I'm like, these chickens need to know.
Yeah.
And then I realized these chickens Don't have a care in the world.
Look, you were prepared to put your Good Samaritan hat on.
if I need to wrangle a couple
help a
of fucking
chicken in
chickens,
need.
help a chicken out. Chickens helping chickens.
Yeah, you could be, yeah.
Well, people helping chickens, but I feel like I could be a chicken at some time.
Well, I'm pretty sure
You've got chicken in you. You've got a chicken spirit.
Well, I love chickens, dude.
the only like meat-eating animal in Tasmania is the Tasmanian devil, but they're scavengers, so they don't eat other animals in their lives.
go.
There you go.
And the human being.
What do they got down there? Is like quackers?
No, that's
No,
West Australia.
The Tassie devil, us? Yeah, the Tassie devils.
Oh, are they wallabies?
Well,
they
wallabies.
have little wallabies as
Yeah,
well.
they got wallabies.
Quanders?
No, quokka is a thing, but it's West Australia.
Don't know. Maybe I got it wrong. Are we shocked by that? No, we're not. No, we're not.
I didn't say that, Ella. That was him.
No, I love you, darling, but you've got form.
I didn't say it.
You've got forms.
That was Eddie.
Bilbies, rats.
Oh, yeah. No, bandicoots.
There's form there. Bandicoots. There's form. Know that.
So Thursday, you're singing your heart out.
Thursday, I'm singing my heart out. I'm just having a great time. But given a history lesson, walking around the property, like there's this river that flows through it, right? This is where we were staying, not where we got married. And they used to transport the convicts down the river and they'd stay there at night. And there's like an old jail cell and shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Imagine staying there in like minus fucking 5 or
It
minus
got
7
cold.
or whatever.
Day warm, night
in
cold.
winter. You're off your head, mate.
The
Like,
whole
it's-
place felt prehistoric.
It does. It's like going back in time
Yeah.
down there. Josh wouldn't shut up about it.
No, me and Jarch kept just like catching each other and going, bruh, fucking love it here.
He honestly was like, had his head out the window everywhere we went, just foaming at the mouth, going, I'm moving down here. Fef,
Seriously?
we're moving down here. Fef, we're moving down here. He was foaming at the mouth.
Dude, it's only an hour and a half flight from
It's not
fucking Launceston to Sydney. I'm like, it's easier to get to fucking Tassie than it is like the South Coast.
It's fucking, yeah.
Other
exactly.
than getting fucked in the ass by airlines.
Look, hopefully they iron out the creases in the fullness of time. I mean, it's getting a bit long in the tooth.
Yeah.
But to your point, it's not far.
No.
An hour and 20. It's like an hour and 40, an hour and a half.
You
to-
couldn't even
to
fit a
Hobart.
movie in.
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't, Tom. You certainly couldn't. Now, where are we? Friday. So we start the wheels start turning on Friday.
Well, much like when the Titanic's fucking propellers start to spin, it's this, we're in there fucking feeding coal into the thing
then-
and it's
When they go from like low gear to high gear.
when they're starting to fucking really get across the Atlantic or
Yeah,
whatever the
I think
ocean
they've
is.
just left Belfast.
Yes.
And it's just open ocean.
And it's a real-
The Atlantic, North Atlantic. And they're just
King of the
fucking-
world stuff. Leo
about-
and that Italian are standing
Yeah.
on the fucking boat
And
screaming
he can
and
see,
shit.
and he can see a Statue of Liberty. Very small, of course.
Yes, exactly. That's
We
Friday.
know it.
We know it.
We
That's
all know
Friday.
it. Much like the propeller, the wedding festivity starting to really churn into their work,
Yeah.
as it were. We had some welcome drinks that night for the nearest and the dearest, which was lovely.
It was divine. That place that
At
we
the
were at.
Stone House, which was the boys' house.
That was the boys' house. Pool.
The boys needed a house to get into our collective work.
You know you're in a fucking big old sort of like country manor when the shitters have wooden seats.
Yeah. This room was a throwback, this house rather was a throwback to when rooms were rooms.
Yeah.
When rooms were respected.
Yeah,
and
like,
adored.
walk into every room and go, oh, I'm in a room.
Yeah. As opposed to open plan living, which we have now, which
Or just,
it sticks its nose up to the room.
or just like, I'm a gyprock wall.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to gyprock walls, we got a couple in here, but I think we do, or I don't know. But just gyprock walls. You
That
know?
one would be.
That's the rooms where it's like, I'm currently looking for a place to live at the moment, and 98.999% of place I'm seeing, it's like, oh, here's the master bedroom. It's a gyprock cave.
Yeah.
This was not a gyprock cave.
No. This was old school.
Mahogany shitter seats, dude.
Yeah, mahogany shitters.
Like-
they had like next to the main door. I don't know if me and Max and his wife Millie like were walking around the
Who
house.
I'm a huge fan of, by the way. I
Yes.
only met her down there.
She's one of the greats all the time.
Yes.
And there's even next to the main door was these little tiny slither windows, and they had fucking little blinds for them.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
thin,
did
tiny
they
little
need-
blinds.
That didn't need little blinds.
Didn't need them, but we kind of did.
Do you know? I tell you what I think is so fucking like it wasn't slept on for us, but it's slept on as generally as a as a principle. No pool fence, grass rolling up to the pool edge.
I noticed a no pool fence when the fucking second we got in there. I went, this isn't up to code from a whingy Karen perspective.
Yeah. Karen wouldn't have fucking done well down there.
No.
But it's not about Karen.
No, it's about the boys.
It's about the boys. And if you've got grass going up to a pool with like a little slither of tile, but otherwise it's grass to pool.
Yeah.
You're in heaven. I don't know what type of grass it was, but it's the squidgy one under the foot.
But it was like...
It's not that. It's
be
like
honest,
buffalo can be a bit...
I don't know what grass it was.
Sue Waltz can be a bit how you going. This was fluffy.
This was almost like the hair that was on these bumblebees transformed into grass. It was loose, fluffy grass, beautiful to lay on. Like I could have fucking lay on that grass forever.
You wouldn't get itchy.
No, you wouldn't get itchy. You'd just be comfortable.
You wouldn't get itchy. You'd get up and you'd been laying... Even if you'd slept on the grass all night, you'd wake up, you wouldn't be itchy.
You might be frozen to death, but you wouldn't be itchy.
Well, obviously, that's a different story. I'm assuming that you brought out a doona or something, but I'm talking about grass on skin here, Tom.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And you're not going to have a problem. You're not going to have a problem at all. So that was a nice drinks. Then everyone fucked off and the boys remained.
The boys got to kick.
Stogies came out.
They did come out.
Giggles.
Come out, they did.
In true Edward form, we were coming up with the fucking songs for the DJ and shit to play that night.
Yeah.
Sent them to him at like 2 a.m. So... gave them plenty of time.
Plenty of time to get them downloaded. Because what happened was we started doing that, and then as we got like 12 bottles of whiskey, and then it like was like, oh wait, let's have some cigars, and we just stopped doing it. We just started listening to music.
Yeah.
We started singing songs and just getting fucking rowdy.
Getting real rowdy. I think at one point you were naked in the kitchen.
I got naked in the kitchen.
Is there some truth to that?
I forgot about it, but there's truth to that. I was flexing. I was flexing on street and charge. I kept going, "Is it not good enough?"
Yeah. You kept going, oi. Apparently you kept going, oi, oi, oi.
Oi, dude, check out jacked I am.
And you're not even saying that, you're just going,
walking around the kitchen, butt ass.
fucking hell.
Oh, that was good
At
stuff.
one point, Parsay came and got me. He's like, come on, big fella. Let's go and start to wind down.
Yeah, start to a big day tomorrow.
Shout out to Parsay for that.
Yeah, no, that was eyes up.
I've been known to get carried away.
Dude, I wound down before you did. I was like, come on, you've been naked for a while now. Let's go. Put some trackies on and go sleep on a couch somewhere, which I did. I slept in a beautiful dining room on a couch by myself.
Oh, did you sleep in there?
Well, like, because but I came over for the drinks. Like, that's when me and Steph arrived. Didn't get a good immediate. I didn't step out the joint like your old man would do.
Yes.
So I just, went, fuck it. I knew that, like, the Kern, your brother, Haim, shout out to him, has had the, unfortunate experience of having to share a bed with me before on the Bucks.
Yeah.
I left my shit in his room. I knew it was his room the second I went in there. It's just, I know Hamish. And I was like, this guy's, I don't want to ruin his fucking night here. He's neat. So I went, I'll just put my stuff in here.
That was a nice big couch.
Bruh, the amount of whiskey we'd had, I could have slept fucking in a shoe. It didn't matter. But it was a nice couch. I don't want the couch to think I'm not acknowledging it was a great couch.
No. Shout out to the couch. I think the couch needs some acknowledgement.
Well, I'm not going to just pass it off as a couch that I didn't enjoy. I loved the couch.
Yeah. And it was a nice room. I think it was a drawing room, Tom.
And I haven't been in one of those for years.
A drawing room, for those playing along at home, is when, it's a throwback era when men would sit at the dinner table, and then when they'd had enough of the ladies, they'd be shooed away to the drawing room so they could fucking
pound cigars
and drink whiskey and port and shit and fucking
talk politics,
celebrate their successes.
Yeah. I don't know where the drawing comes from though. No one's drawing.
So you're drawing your night to a close by fucking off.
And that's where I drew my night to a close.
That's where the women go because the men stay up.
Oh,
they keep
sorry.
ripping.
So I was in the women's room where they were doing like whatever they were doing.
Yeah, knitting and shit. Just
sign
a
of, that's the
joke.
times.
Just
Just
a
the times.
joke.
Hey,
Just a joke.
We didn't. That's that.
It's a sign of the times.
It's a
I'm
sign of
talking
the
like
times.
1820s.
We're just talking about the mahogany shitters. Get off our back.
we don't
right?
fucking. I don't condone that shit.
Do you?
Why do you think he slept in the fucking drawing room? Because he's
Because I'm embracing it.
he's
dude.
civilized.
Yeah.
So it's called a drawing room because it comes from withdrawing, because the men are withdrawing from the company and going to,
There you go.
spend some nice quality time with
Yeah.
themselves.
Yes.
That's so fucking funny that back in time it was like just the guys like, all right, fucking, we're out of here. Dinner's been fun. I'm gonna go and say some at those times probably very inappropriate comments.
Yes.
Not what we were doing.
No, absolutely not. We were singing Blink 182 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Blink 182 got a real fucking run.
I didn't realise.
Shout out to the Anthem Part 2.
Well, I didn't really.
Which we
I've
hadn't
been
heard
friends
for
with
a while.
Eddie for going on 60 years now, and we've sat next to each other and not known that we both had a mutual affinity for Blink 182. I mean, I feel like you would have known I did, but I didn't know that you did, nor did I realise the depths. Because when the Anthem Part 2 came on and Eddie and I harmonised word for word the entire song,
yeah, we shared a moment.
I was like, I don't even know if they released this as a single, buddy. We both like the deep shit.
It's a fucking great song.
It's a track. It's a track.
Shout out to the Anthem Part 2.
Shout out to the Anthem. Also, can I do one more shout out?
Yeah.
Only because it was on the same day, the Friday before we got to the drinks. Tasmania Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
I was there all day, babies. I was with my babies and with Steph and with my mother-in-law. Shout out to Marina, who went the big lift coming down and looking after those psychos.
she needs some lots of credit.
Wow.
Plenty of credit.
She also saw me not be able to find how to open the petrol thing on the car yesterday, which is perfect for my fucking handyman image in front of her. But she was with us for the whole weekend. Tasmania Zoo, dude. We got there as it opened. It's like fucking way lot further away from where we were than I thought. We had the run of the joint. Tigers, little monkeys, marmosets, whatever the fuck they're called. Red pandas, Tassie devils, giraffes, tigers.
A Tassie Devil's high octane.
They were pretty chill, bro. Like, they were active, but they were pretty chill. They were like laying around a lot.
I envision them as high actor.
I mean,
definitely
they probably can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're mostly nocturnal as well.
Yeah, okay, so they're a bit sleepy during the day.
Dude,
Work at night.
Tasmania Zoo takes a big steamy shit on any other zoo I've been to. It was so... I got like right up to a fucking marmoset's nose. It almost bit Evie's finger.
That's what you want.
That's what you want, dude.
Close quarters.
That's real interaction. But so that's all. I just wanted to say shout out to the zoo. Feeding kangaroos,
Love that.
wallabies,
Little Evie would have loved that.
frothing, dude.
Frothing.
And that was the nice family time
That you needed.
that we needed to get. You know, we need to bank honest family time because, as we've already said, the propellers of the Titanic that was the wedding weekend were really getting into their work.
They were. They were starting to. So we get up the next morning. I'm not hungover, thank God. I'm feeling great.
Dude, I tell you why though, because you probably technically were.
No, I woke up at 8 and I was like, oh, big day today, game day.
Yeah, nervous.
I was nervous. And
I knew you were trying to say you weren't nervous.
No. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go back to sleep. I woke up nervous and I'm like, I need to go back to sleep. And I did. And then I woke up way more chilled. I woke up with this like pang. I'm like, oh dear. Deep breaths, back to sleep. Sweet. Then, shout out to, I don't know what's going on, but when we get when me and the grooms get together, groomsmen, we can just draw the greatest bacon and egg roll in existence out of the fucking ether, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Up in Palm Beach, same thing. Tip top. It was 10 out of 10. Feast in Perth, in Tasmania. Is it Perth?
Yeah, look, I don't know whether every other part of the nation stole their names from Tasmania or whether Tasmania stole them from the rest of the country.
I like to think Tassie first.
I think Tassie first, but then everyone's going, sorry, going to take that, and now I go to Tassie and go, Perth, I think that's fucking not yours, dude.
Feast, who'd done some catering for the night before, backed it up with more superb work.
Dude.
One of the greatest bacon egg rolls I've ever had. Probably the greatest.
It was so goddamn delicious, and I made sure I went back there with my young family later on in the weekend because it was like, you all need to know. You all need to know what I'm dealing with. I got my mother-in-law and she's like, oh, yeah, this is legit.
Marina liked it.
You weren't lying. I was like, no, I wasn't fucking lying.
I wouldn't expect you to
I
talk
would
shit.
lie to about a fucking brekkie roll, would I?
No, well, I wouldn't like you to. I wouldn't want you to.
No.
I'd be disappointed if
I don't
you
know if
did.
this show would work if I was lying to you about bacon and egg rolls.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'd.
It'd change the dynamic, I think, and no, I wouldn't want to do that.
No, I wouldn't want to do that. I think it would take part of its soul, the show's soul.
Yeah, well, we're a sports show, as you can tell by the subject matter.
Now, obviously, the girls are up at first light getting makeup and hair and shit done. We like to work into the day as gentlemen. 10 o'clock start, bacon, egg rolls. Then as I'm at the fridge, Tom also comes to the fridge.
I met you at the fridge.
We met at the fridge, not like there was just something drew us to the fridge. Something that I think was calling out to us, something that knew was going to play a role in the day, in the morning rather.
Yeah.
Big day rosé.
Yeah. Big day rosé.
It called out.
Yeah. It was oi,
Come check the fridge.
come check me out.
Come check the fridge. And you open the fridge and there's 4 freezing cold bottles just showing a bit of leg.
Showing a bit of leg.
You know? Showing a bit of leg. Going.
Leg. Maybe leg spread, actually.
I think they ended up showing leg and then showing a bit more.
Yes.
Which was lovely.
Genitalia, whatever genitalia you want.
I'm not going to say what genitalia it
No,
was.
maybe both.
Exactly. I don't even know where to go from. But
They were flashing.
we're getting flashed. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Flashed by Big Day Rosé. So we whip out ice because it's hot.
Very hot.
Let's go to the pool. Let's have a swim. Let's cleanse our souls. And then we're just into it.
Music started pumping.
Music starts coming on, 50 cents on, fucking doing the damn thing. Is it Bulge?
Whatever
Balls?
you're throwing those metal balls near a jack or a little smaller ball.
Yeah, big metal balls, little small ball, you throw closest to the pin wins.
Yeah.
Or the ball wins.
The pool was ice cold as well.
It was fucking freezing. And we were just in hysterics, singing, dancing, laughing, flopping about.
Listen, this isn't me saying it either, but good judges were calling it the greatest morning a man's ever had.
Literally, that's what good judges were saying.
They were like, this might be the greatest morning of all time.
When we were going to the wedding, we were like, that was the best morning of our lives.
We sat around, we drank Big Day Rosé and probably more whiskey. I can't remember.
Well, we had some bubbles.
Some
well.
bubbles.
Might have been some whiskey.
And just worked ourselves into a state, and then we're like, oh, okay. Well, the wedding photographer came over, and this was like, he came over, and it was like they go to the women, like the chick's house, and they take photos of them all getting ready, and probably being very sincere about the moment and the morning, and then they come over to us. She's like, "Oh, you guys just be candid. I just want to get some photos of you." And before you know it, we're all standing along the edge of the pool, just fucking flexing for her. She's like, okay, and they're going quads and calves, quads and calves, quads and calves,
Quads and calves.
quads and calves, and she's like, okay, I think I got what I needed. I'm gonna get back.
We
to the
were
girls.
we did a Mr. Olympia shoot. So like channel your inner Mr. Olympia. What would Arnie do?
Yeah.
The fucking full poses and shit. It
Yeah.
was hilarious. Fucking hilarious.
Ridiculous in the extreme.
And, obviously we're all cut within an inch of our lives, so we've got the bods to back it up.
Look good. Yeah.
Same with Mondo, the videographer, came over for like a hot second.
And then you took the camera off him and
He let me use the camera like this, like
Super 8?
sick old school Super 8 or something. You press a trigger and it takes video. And I thought he'd said, I have 3 minutes to work with. He meant in total we have 3 minutes. And here I am just like filming street in the pool, calling him a dirty little
slut. He's in the road with a rose and he's going, hey, you dirty little slut. And Mondo's like, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bring it back to the girls.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Yeah, smart
Okay.
call. Smart,
see you,
Mondo.
mate. Good call.
No, great call.
Then we get ready, suit up. We're sort of 5 minutes from leaving, and
I'd say it's about 5.
maybe 6, but more like 5. Dear friend of the show, Hamish Street, still ironing his shirt in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Then comes out in a real fluff, going, Eddie, can I have that bow tie? And I go, what bow tie? He's like, you said you would bring me a bow tie. I maintain that I didn't say that. Now, if I did, I apologise, but I think that we know the answer.
There's a very real chance that you did not offer him a bow tie. There's a strong chance that didn't happen. There's obviously not a 100% chance.
Not 100%.
But it's, unfortunately for Hamish,
High 90s.
his reputation precedes him. And so just by virtue of the fact that I've, seen that man lose more phones than any other person on the face of the earth, and wallets and keys and sunglasses. I actually bought him a pair down from my house that he'd left there 5 months ago. I am going to lean more towards the fact that was never an offering that Eddy made you, and that you just forgot the literal fucking focal point of the entire suit.
Yeah.
And only realised that 5 minutes before we were meant to leave.
Like it's an important part.
Well, it's a very important part, Eddy.
And as a groomsman, he would have stood out had he not been wearing one and just had his collar open. It would have changed the look and the feel. Luckily for him, my brother didn't think I was bringing him one because I said to my brother, I'll bring you a shirt and a bow tie. I don't think I made the same offer to Street, given that he bought his own shirt. Anyway, he didn't think I was bringing him a bow tie, bought his own. The day was saved, as it were.
Yes.
But
Street also, his pants were about 2 sizes too small, so he had to have his shirt hanging over the top of it. So he couldn't tuck his shirt in properly. He had to tuck it in and then like flop it over so that it covered the top.
How would he jimmied that up again?
I think
his pants?
He'd basically, I think maybe he put, you know how there's the hook in those sorts of pants? I think he maybe hooked it through the button loop as opposed to the hook bit. So it was like...
Yeah.
It was honestly like in the opening scene of Cliffhanger when Sylvester Stallone's holding onto that chick. She's slipping out of his hands before she falls to her untimely death. Those pants were just holding on.
Just holding on. By the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
They did hold on in fairness.
No, they held on in fairness to Hamish. They did hold on.
Fuck. That was tough. Yeah. It was a tough carry from whatever situation he jimmied up down there. I didn't stare at it for hours, unsurprisingly.
Well, luckily he covered it up so it didn't become our problem.
No, I didn't want it to be my problem, Tom. That's for damn sure.
The last thing you needed on your big day was a street-based fucking wardrobe malfunction.
Although there was a couple that were lingering.
Yeah.
So then we head out to the wedding, get out there. We're out there a little bit early.
That place was fucking hectic. It reminded me of something out of like The Notebook, and not for like lovey-dovey scenes, but I just mean like huge country manor, but like on a lake. Was it a lake or a river there?
There was a body of water.
It was a body of water. Yeah. I didn't entirely investigate the nature of the body of water, but it was there, and it was a body. Rolling greens, manicured gardens, probably a haunted mansion. But it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a fucking nice vista. Big old English trees just getting into their work.
Yeah.
Gardens were humming, blossoming. And the bees were working.
No, it was humming with Tasmanian bees.
As evidenced by the fact that Scotty Rumble got bitten on the chin as he took a leak.
Yeah. We'll say it didn't swell, so I wasn't sure if Scotty was just trying to fucking pull wool.
It didn't swell.
I was expecting him to come back in there with like a...
I don't know, he's 50-50 on whether or not.
I thought he'd come in looking like half his face was American Dad.
Which would have been hilarious.
Which would have been hilarious. I never saw it swell, but Scotty Rumble, a man, to my knowledge, of upstanding moral fibre, and I would take him at his word that a bee stung him on the face.
Tom, this podcast will be taking Scotty at his word because he's a stand-up gentleman.
The official party line is we take Scotty at his word.
Yeah, we do. We do. So the nerves start to build now. Oh, they're building.
Yep.
Crowd's gathering. We had a couple of martinis just to
settle the nerves.
I
opted for no drinks at that point because I was feeling like maybe I was starting to find myself slip away. I was like,
because you can tip.
I can tip. Yep. And I was like, too soon to tip. I haven't even seen my wife and my baby fucking flower girl daughter. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit back for a second, maybe have a water. It's a hot day.
It was a hot day.
Hot day.
But we were retreated to shade up the back.
We did. We found shade. We found.
We got ready.
Solace.
We found solace. Obviously, the bridesmaids and Ella were fashionably late. I think they got there at a reasonable time, but they didn't walk down the aisle for fucking an age.
Yeah. Which was you were standing up there going, fuck.
I'm like, I've been up here for fucking 25 minutes, and I just need this. I need the show on the road.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to build.
And you just know what you've got to do. So it's not like can I get it out of the way?
No, not at all.
You want to be in it, but it's like,
it's just like you got me on the edge here, and I need some sort of relief.
Yeah, let me go.
I'm fucking edgy.
It'd be like about to run a horse race, and the gates don't open.
Or you're in the blocks for fucking 25 minutes.
Yes.
In the set position.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to go here.
I need to go.
Got to go. Finally, Hans kicks up. Had a harpist.
Hans harp.
Hans on the harp. The Holiday soundtrack. Does anyone know it? Hans did it. It's The Holiday. It's a fucking great piece.
Tell you what, sounds better on the harp.
Oh, it does. Sounds great on the harp.
It's good, but it sounds better on the harp.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. So when it starts going, I'm like, sucking in the big ones in. Got to suck the big ones in. Because at one point I was fucking, when Evie walked down, and it was sort of, and it was like reaching the zenith of the song, I was like, I'm about to sob here.
As soon as Evie walked down, I went, shit. Like, you guys haven't done a fucking thing yet. And I'm just like, and then I just turn and look at Jarch, who's always, trying to be a stoic fuck in a cunt cowboy hat. And he just looks at me, and I just go,
Yeah. We're on for young and old here. So I had to gather myself, because playing that into Ella would have been like, if I had stayed at that emotional level and then continued to climb, I would have been sobbing.
Yeah, big trouble.
I didn't want to sob.
No, you didn't want to. Look,
Tears are fine, but sobbing's different.
There's a video meme going around at the moment of a guy turning around and seeing his bride, and he's like, and you're like, bro, there's a reason you're a meme.
Yeah.
Tears not sob.
Yeah. Tears are great.
Tears are great. Sobbing is just a bit much.
It's too distracting.
It's distracting. It's also making it a bit about you.
Yeah, it's taken away from the moment, dude.
Just let everyone enjoy it.
It's taken away from the moment.
Yeah, it's American.
Yeah, it's fucking American.
Sobbing's very Yankee.
Yeah, it is. It's very Yankee Doodle.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get it together. Ella comes down. There's obviously like tears in the eyes and stuff. That was nice. But it was like, it was nice. Because it's also weird because you haven't seen them all day, and then there they are, and then they're wearing like
it's a fucking dress. They look beautiful.
Dress and shit. So it's like, I don't know. That was fun. And then Harriet did a fucking great job as
Shout out to Harriet.
An old friend of ours. She absolutely killed it. It was a nice touch.
Yes. She was funny and sincere and
funny
nice.
And sincere and nice. Then obviously Ella and I did do vows. Ella wanted to do vows, like her way of saying something. She got us all going.
She got us going.
Yeah. Because she started crying.
So
now I'm crying.
And then Haim's crying. And then I'm crying. And then you're crying. And then just down the line.
And then Jarch, as manly as he wants to be, he's got tears in his eyes.
He's got tears in his eyes, but he's
the
trying
old
to be
man's
like
crying. My sister's
aggressive.
crying. My mum's crying. There's tissues up the back getting passed around the lads. People are crying. There's tears in the air.
Tears.
There's tears. There's just tears.
There's just tears. Lots of tears. Happy tears. Not sobbing.
No one was sobbing. But there were tears. And that was nice. Because that's not Ella. She's not a big crier. So it was nice to see. And then we were married. Put the rings on. Bit of a yip and a yahoo. Evie let us down doing the flower thing.
Bro, the whole time she's sitting
with
there.
little Sydney, who's Ella's cousin.
The flower girls couldn't have been cuter.
Yeah.
But Evie comes down and she's standing there with Edwina.
Yep.
And she's got a thing full of rose petals, which are meant to be used at the end of the ceremony. Evie's just standing there going, just throwing them. And then Edwina's like going, just do that at the end. And then Eve's going, okay, yeah. And then I'm looking at Evie and I'm going, oi, stop it with that fucking shit, all right? Save those.
Wasn't she like, one more?
Yeah, no, then she goes to Edwina and she goes, okay, let's make a deal. This is in the middle of the fucking wedding. Let's make a deal. I'm going to do one more. And Edwina goes, okay. And then just keeps fucking tossing them. And I'm like, you know what? Fucking toss them all if you want. Who gives a shit? Love's in the air.
We're like halfway through it and then she just like sort of like belts it out. She goes, Ella, are you a princess?
Hey, Edie was fucking pulling out all the cute stops.
Yeah.
She was working her ass off.
And then we were married. And then you're hugging and you're kissing, and then it's like a fucking full whirlwind there because you're just getting dragged in a million different directions.
That's it. It was like there's so many people, and everyone's just every time someone is coming up to you, I could see like this. You know, like it's. I imagine that would have been draining in a nice way, but like
It's nice training.
yes,
Nice training
just
for
that
sure.
you're constantly everyone's congratulations.
Yeah, but there's a lot of that. A lot of kissing, a lot of hugging.
Yeah.
A lot of, talking.
Which is why
lot of mingling.
groomsman's one of the great jobs all time because you just get to look sexy in a tux and you get to be a little bit like, oh, you were up there.
And you got a little flower
You got a little
on,
flower on.
so you look special.
People know that you were doing something even though you really didn't do anything, and you just get to go and pound margs into the earth and just like gallivant around the grounds
Yeah.
while everyone else is, with everyone else essentially. I was like, this is living.
Yeah. It's just good to gallivant around.
Yep.
What was the first dance?
Have a guess.
The Titanic theme?
Nah.
The Celine Dion one?
Nope.
I
There's a
don't know.
theme today.
Something from The Holiday?
No.
Blink-182.
Yep. All the small things. And it
It pumped its dick off.
pumped its dick off. It fucking... Because the first time me and Ella met, we went back to my room and listened to Blink-182. And All the Small Things is a song that everyone knows, and it fucking pumped. Because people just belt it out.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good.
And it wasn't like you guys didn't stand there by yourselves dancing to it. You like got everyone.
I was
on
like,
the floor.
get the fuck in. Let's
go.
go, baby.
There's a couple of things before the first dance though, Eddie, that I wanted to touch on, because obviously when the night got into its fucking work, it got into its work. One of the funniest things I've ever seen was when we were all sitting down for dinner. I'd forgotten about this, and I thought about it when I was in bed at like fucking 11 o'clock, and Steph's asleep next to you, and I just lost it again. I was fucking in tears. So we're all sitting down, and then Eddie and Ella come in. They like intro them, and they come in, and they're so like everyone's clapping and shit. And then they walk down to their seats, and they're like directly opposite me and Street and everyone. And then Eddie sits down, and then Ella's got this fucking dress on, and she's trying to like, work her way into it. So then Eddie realizes like after sitting down that she needs help. And as he's realised she's managed to get her bearings, so she goes to sit down, and Eddie pulls the seat out from behind her, and she fucking falls on the ground. And I was like, you're fucking kidding me, dude. The entire room goes, oh, shit. I was like, oh, my God. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, it was so good.
She was like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, that was an accident. That was an accident.
He's going, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, darling. She was cool, though. She didn't seem like she gave a fuck. Like, I was like, oh my God, that was fucking perfect. I hope to Christ someone got that on video.
Oh, well,
It was such a fucking yoink.
I reckon someone probably did. It'd be out there somewhere. Maybe the videographer, because we'd just come in.
They had to have been
They would have been
filming.
filming.
Me, Street, and Paso, like, as it happened, and then she got back on her seat and everything moved on, we just kept looking at each other being like, fuck, dude. We were pissing ourselves. Like, the one where you're like, oh, I was sobbing. That wasn't just, I was sobbing. It was fucking so funny.
Oh my God, that was fucking good stuff.
It was great.
We had a very interesting fucking groomsman photo shoot,
Oh, that's right.
and then with Ella,
Yeah.
really,
Dude, there's some homoerotic shit going on.
really homoerotic stuff. Some fucking funny photos. That one of us holding Ella will be one of the greats.
We'd been into our work since 10 a.m. You must remember, and when the photographer came up to us and was like, "All right, so we need to get some photos of all of you guys with the groom, but like a group shot, and then me and Eddie and Street, Eddie and Haim, Eddie and Jar." And every time Eddie was bringing on a new one, before we got a photo of just normal, he wanted a photo of us kissing.
She was like, make it sexy. I'm like, come in, we have to give me a
And
kiss.
so everyone had to kind of go, mwah. And then we get another, and then, mwah. Jarch goes, fuck, there'd be some old bushies over there looking at us going, what the fuck are those cunts doing?
It was homoerotic stuff.
Oh, it was good.
But you know what? Good for the soul.
Oh, it was good for the soul.
And there was love in the air.
You got to kiss your mates every once in a
You
while.
got to kiss your mates every once in a while.
But then the one with Ella, where we were holding her up. I'd
So
forgotten
you're
about
kissing
that.
Jarch in that one as well.
Well, we're all holding up Ella and me and Jarch in the middle. All right, we ready? And then me and Jarch start going, it was bizarre. Again, you know.
Oh, mate. Fucking hell.
Adults. We're all adults.
We are adults, but fuck.
Just adults kissing.
Where are we now? Dinner.
Dinner speeches. Dude, Jarch was a
Speeches.
fucking great MC.
Jarch fucking killed
He
MC.
killed it, dude. He was so funny. He was so
Hitty
funny.
walked. He's like,
God,
Hitty
dude.
will fucking yell it for sure, and
Yeah.
he just put something in the
He
chamber.
buried fucking Hitman off the rip, and the whole room just lost it. Hitty was like,
Buried him, mate.
Hitty was saying, he was like, dude, it was cut, but then it was like, he's like, the thing that got him more was in the whole room was like, ah! And he's like, whoa, what the fuck was everyone so stoked with that? It was like, what was it? It was like, Hitty yelled something out where it was like, oh, relax, mate, you'll be okay. And then he's like, well, here's an article for you. Like, cunt at a wedding wants to make it all about himself, won't shut the fuck up, or something like that. Holy fuck.
Something like that. That wasn't verbatim.
better than
it was
that.
better than that. But
It was
the
so
timing, it just
funny.
just blew him off the park.
Yeah, it was a great start.
That set the mood.
Yeah, it did.
He was saying to me, because we were taking, I was on the fucking, we took a while because I was on the harp and shit. Like I was fucking, we got some funny photos, man, Elza. And Jarch came out, he's like, mate, I'm just going to sit out here. I'm like, why? He's like, it's pretty rowdy in there.
Dude, it was getting
and
rowdy.
He's like, and I'm getting a bit nervous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was getting rattled in there.
They
'Cause it
kept,
was-
like, every once in a while, like, what the boys down the end would start, they'd pick
Yeah, the
someone
naughty
in the thing,
boys.
and the naughty boys, they'd pick someone and they'd just start saying their name until they get up and scull their drink. I was like, fuck, this is like the darts. It was fucking wild.
Yeah, it was good energy. Speeches were great. My dad, Tim, my brother, Steffi all spoke real well.
Yeah.
Fucking well.
Again, I was in tears the whole time.
Yeah, there were tears. Tim, Ella's old man, he went a couple of times, and Ella's going, we're all going.
Tim, I spoke to Tim before, and he's like, I was practicing my speech, and I was trying to get all my tears out during practice. I go, bruz, you got plenty more tears where that came from. Trust me on
If you're
that.
crying in practice, you're in big trouble.
He was like, nah, I think I got rid of him. I go, Tim, I'll be fucking looking at you in tears when you're up there in tears. And then he was like, yeah, I saw you. I was in tears. I was like, yeah, bro.
That's not how it works, Tim.
No, mate. Those tears will be there.
But he did pretty well.
He fucking, well, mate,
In
I
terms
think,
of like wrangling tears.
well, again, tears not sobbing.
He did a fucking great job.
Yeah.
Very, very funny. Speeches were great.
Yeah, mate,
Great.
your speech was fantastic. You were up there like fucking giving a hilarious TED talk. It was like, Jesus Christ, dude. This guy's like a world leader.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. It was good though. We had a fucking ball, and then the dance floor just worked its dick off, and we just ploughed fucking drinks into the ground. There was free pouring going on.
Well, by the end of it, it was like basically just pour it into my ass. if you
yeah,
can.
just pour it in, baby. Just pour it in, and we worked, and it pumped all night long.
Yeah.
Didn't just pump at the start and then fizzle down. It was working. Eagle Rock, people had their dicks out.
Yeah,
and
there were
shit,
dicks
like-
out to Eagle Rock. Can I say this? When the pants come off for Eagle Rock, not a Seagulls fan thing. I got nothing against it. People going, Manly, take your pants off. I'm like, this isn't a Manly thing.
No, it's not a man. I don't know
I
what
think
it
it's like
is.
a
I don't know
uni
where.
thing, like a Sydney uni thing, or just a university thing generally, where it's the Eagle Rock comes on, you take your pants off.
Have you boys heard about that?
Yeah, but only recently. I've never seen it in action.
Some would just take, like most would just take their pants off, and it's like you're in your undies.
Almost all. Some of my more well endowed friends
Dudes with some cocks on them.
may slip out the full hog.
The full hog. Which, you know what, it's nice to see.
Look, you're at a
once in while.
wedding.
Yeah.
It
You
says
know
that it originated in the University of Queensland sometime in the 70s.
Is that right? Well,
Seems like a
it found its way to Tassie,
Yeah, it did.
so they must be pretty fucking pleased with themselves.
Bees can't find their way to the mainland, but fucking Eagle Rock pants off found its way to Tassie.
It did. It did.
And it was, look, I mean, I was cool with it. I didn't mind it. I have a confession to make. I can dance, dude.
Kid can dance.
Sorry, look, I know.
You were very pleased with yourself.
Mate, Steph goes to me.
You were very pleased with
Steph
yourself.
goes to me every day and she goes, you're on fire tonight. And I was like, I feel like it. Because I think, you know, it's obviously there's a hip releasing thing and there's probably like you need the right level of like releasing of hips, right music, right amount of alcohol. And then,
well, you need to be.
and then holy
lubricated.
shit, dude, I'm Justin Timberlake.
You need to be lubricated.
Yeah.
100%.
But when she offered that bit of information to me, I went, I can dance, can't I? But obviously you need to, it's probably like you find a portal to like where I am maybe Justin Timberlake for a moment.
Well,
as
you
opposed to,
channeled your inner JT.
maybe he took over my body through osmosis.
Oh, via osmosis, which we know all about.
We know all
Do you think
about.
he came in?
I can't put it down to anything else because
Because he
like,
can move.
there are moments in my life where I've been like, yeah, okay, I got this. And then there are ones where I'm like, I don't got this.
So maybe it is that Justin's coming in via osmosis, Tom.
Did wake up with a sore knee and sore lower back just to give an indicator of the age and physical conditioning.
Well, it was a physical dance floor. It was physical.
It was pumping though. Like it didn't stop. Once
No.
once you guys had your first dance,
Dance, prance.
it didn't stop.
No, it didn't. Which I liked. Because I always enjoy a dance floor that's just fucking pumping with energy the whole time. But it can disperse.
It didn't disperse.
There was no dispersing. Yeah, I think it was because everyone was loose as a goose.
Loose as fuck. Everyone, like I was leaving, I was like running to a bush to take a piss and then just get me back on there.
Yeah, get me back on. It was fucking great energy. So shout out to everyone that brought it because God knows I loved every second of it.
You guys, they got a saxophonist who was like moving throughout the dance floor and like playing along, and it was a fucking really sick vibe setter. Then after, like, he was like pounding. The poor bastard was on that thing for like 3 hours. By the end, I don't know if he had any saliva left in his
he
mouth.
wouldn't have. No.
But there were moments where he'd almost pop up because he wouldn't play the entire song. He'd sort of like bust out bits of it where he was playing along. And there were moments where like he'd scare the fuck out of you because he'd like pop up behind you like, and you're like, holy shit, dude. And me and Maxie Downs' wife, Millie, who we'd met on the dance floor, were like laughing. This fucking guy just scares the shit out of you all the time. And then at some point, I don't know whether the music had stopped or something. We were saying like, she was like, oh, he must be deaf. And then Streety has overheard that and gone, is he deaf?
Because he kept playing when the song was
He kept
over.
playing when the song was finished or something. And so she was like, oh, God, like as a joke to me, like, oh, you must be deaf. And Street's like, is he deaf? He goes, fuck, that poor bastard. And then at the end of the night, all the music stops. And this guy's still just playing the saxophone. And Street's going, oh, this poor cunt, like he doesn't know it's over. And goes up to him, goes right up into his ear and goes, oi, mate, the music stopped. It's over. It's over. And the guy goes, yeah, I know. And then he goes, Street walks back over to Millie and goes, he's not deaf. And she's like, I know he's not deaf.
What gave you that indication? He's drawing out the song.
How do you think he was playing along to fucking Blink-182, you silly boy? Okay, what are you...
Oh, mate.
Yeah, it's just a classic Street, man.
Just streety. Fuck it, hell. He never ceases to amaze, and we love him for it.
We do.
But dear God. And that sort of concluded one of the great nights of my life.
Yeah.
Great days. Great mornings, days, nights. The greatest, I would say.
Yeah, well, it's definitely up there.
But
Isn't that what we're saying? It's definitely top 5.
Oh, it's definitely top 5. Yeah, definitely top 3.
It's definitely top 3.
It'd be top 3, for
Yeah,
sure.
For sure.
Nah, it'd be number 1. Fucking unbelievable. And then you wake up and you're like, fuck, it's all over. I woke up Devo going, oh,
Yeah.
wish that was still going.
I know.
Like, wish I could do that again.
I find that I do that all the time. I was Devo about it being over when we were flying down on Thursday. I go, I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm like, when I've got a weekend I know is going to be fucking awesome, I'm like, I'm already back in Sydney and it's all done.
Yeah.
And I don't know when my next absolute rip's coming. Like,
And then before you know it, you are back in Sydney. And
Yeah.
it is over.
and that's exactly why
Yeah, I woke up fucking Devo going, that's so annoying. Because it was so good.
and then it's like,
And the fucking weather, punters and dribblers, I can't tell you, was cherry ripe. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was 20, and it was fucking gorgeous. Like, shockingly how good it was.
I tell you what I didn't know going down to Tasmania, just on weather. I sort of did know it, but I hadn't thought about it, was that the hole in the ozone is over Tassie, I believe. And so the sun a little bit more
Oh, there's bite.
Brutal.
We all got.
I was fucking as red as the devil's dick on your wedding day, and my back was fucking screaming.
Yeah, because we're laying in the fucking sun all
I
day.
know, dude.
No, not a lick of sunscreen.
I get a red face generally.
We left at 2:30, so we were working for 4 hours probably.
It actually served me kind of well because I was not the only red-faced fuck getting around that wedding because everyone else was proper burnt with me.
Oh, people were red. There was red faces.
There was red
everywhere.
faces everywhere. So shout out to the ozone layer.
Well, it's giving me fucking chapped lips. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not like a big pork guy, so I don't have it on me.
No,
And they're chapped.
And Brockman noticed it, and I noticed.
Well, because he knows a chapped lip inside out.
Well, he's the king of chapped lips, or at least the chapped lip resolution. Does that make sense?
I don't know, but he knows a chapped lip.
He knows how to fix a chapped lip.
Yeah, he does.
Balm.
Yeah, he's a.
Have you got any balm yet? Have you been balming?
I haven't got any balm. That's what I'm saying.
What have you been doing? Just go pick up some balm from a servo.
I just haven't had time to get balm. I probably have, but I haven't.
Yes.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, there is.
There's a huge difference between having time
And having time.
and actually having time to go get balm. I'll need to get some balm though because these lips need balming.
And you're off on a big adventure this week.
Yeah, I am. And if Ned Brockman's pointing out that I need balm, then I need balm. I need balm bad.
Yeah.
I am off on an adventure. Hawaii, LA, Palm Springs for a wedding. Shout out to Lockie Clancy.
Shout out to where was he?
Running coach fame. He had another mate's wedding. Bit of a dog, but whatever.
Yeah, well, fuck.
New York, Mexico.
That's a serious tour.
Yeah. Well, I need to get my fill. Because I look at you and I'm like, that kid's got responsibility. In fact, he has kids.
Well, yeah, responsibility in the form of two shitting, screaming, fucking eating.
So I need to get my fill.
Yes. Oh, you're thinking of...
Well, I'm just thinking, I'm looking into the future.
Are you
right?
getting into your work pretty soon? Is that sort of what we're talking
Well,
about?
I'm not, but it's not going to be fucking 5 years from now, is it? So
No.
I need to get...
Yeah, you do. You do.
I need to get my fill.
Because just so long as you can look back and go, I know I got my fill.
Yeah. At least I got my fill.
Because we got a couple of years of fill before Evie. We had a couple of Euro weddings, and I was like,
Yeah, you did.
I got my fill. Would I am I still a little peckish? Yeah, I am. But I got my fill.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still hungry. I don't think you're ever going to quench your thirst.
No, you won't. But I did. You do get your fill. So
You do.
you're going to go get your fill.
You do. We had a fucking lovely recovery. We went back and Louis got on the decks and we fucking had a boogie and we
Another
got
go.
loose again. And I woke up on Monday and I was absolutely fucked. Like completely out of puff. Puff had left my body.
Yep.
5 huge days, very emotional. And they fucked me up.
Yeah.
And I'm not quite right yet
No.
at all. I woke up this morning going, I'm fucking
Did you get an
exhausted.
early night last night?
10.
Not that early. Like it's
Well,
late, but
I was sitting there and then I had a fucking panic attack at like 9:30. I'm like, how fucking long does it take for them to approve those ESTA things to get into the US? Those fucking, that stupid, here's all my fucking information, my parents' names and all the fucking things you could possibly want, you Yanks. I'm like, how long does that take? And then I went on to Qantas and it was like 72 hours. I'm like, oh my God, we leave under that. So I had a fucking panic attack. Apparently it only takes a couple of hours, but I did it anyway. But I was up doing that.
okay. I didn't even know there was a thing like that. I have been to America as well, so I assume that.
Yeah,
was
well, it would have
Steph.
been done for you.
Yeah.
Whereas I do things for Ella.
Yeah.
Love you, darling, but we know it's true. We know it's true. So I haven't had a whole lot of sleep. I woke up this morning. I was like, we're going to go to the podcast. But I was like, I just want to sleep until like 11. 12. Give me 12. 12 would have been nice.
Yep.
And that's it. Now I'm married. And it's all over. 2 years of build-up. 2 years of build-up. We just cheersed our rings.
We just cheersed our rings.
I don't know if you heard it. It's
If
pretty
you were
cute.
watching, you would have seen it.
We just cheersed rings.
Kissed
Shout out
rings.
to Tobler for looking after the tonk. Guy went the big lift. Fucking terrific.
I'm sure he was rooting in your bed all weekend, so I don't know if it was that big of a lift.
Whatever.
Chonging in a Paddington fucking apartment
Yeah.
with a dog, sunning his dick
But he did
in
well.
your courtyard.
Is that what you did, mate? You just sung your dick out there?
Mate, that courtyard is awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Me
It's
and
looking
Tonka
good
would
at the
be
moment.
sunning our dicks collectively.
It's looking good at the moment. It's in full bloom, as it were.
100%.
Spring's fucking great, dude.
Spring's
Things are
good.
in full bloom.
Yeah, it's been nice not to have any rain for a while because I'm sure it's coming back.
Yeah, it will. But did you have a nice time, man? Did you have fun?
I fucking loved it. It was a great bloody weekend. It was a hell of a weekend. Or if it's like more than a weekend, really. It's closer to a week than a weekend, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was closer to a week.
Much closer. Back on a Tuesday. I love Tasmania. I would live there if it wasn't at the bottom of the earth. I
think that's part of the appeal.
Well, it is actually a part of the appeal. It's a lot, but I think everyone else has the same idea. I did put a little cursory eye on like what it costs to live down there, and they're fucking jacking up their prices too. Those fucks. Nothing's cheap anymore.
They've had quite a price rise down there.
Yeah, my old man was like, used to be able to buy a fucking sandstone cottage for $3. Not anymore.
No, times have changed.
Yeah, you need to really go bumfuck nowhere.
Yep.
And just know that urban sprawl will reach you. It may be 30 years, 40 years,
Yeah.
50 years.
You might be dying.
You might be dead, but at least your offspring will have something.
Yeah.
But you've been living in a fucking tin shed.
Yeah, you've been living off grid.
Yeah.
As it were.
Yeah. Like the convicts, though.
Like the convicts, mate. Like the convicts. And shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
Because without them and their hard yakka,
Yeah.
we wouldn't have that wedding.
Stole a loaf of bread, now we got a wedding.
Yeah, that's right. You stole a loaf of bread and gave me a wedding 200 years later. Thereabouts.
Butterfly flaps its wings, hurricane the other side of the world, you know?
That's it, baby. Now, should we talk some sport?
Well, is that wedding season? That's wedding season done.
I think so.
I think so.
I don't know what else.
I don't think there was anything else from the wedding season. I was trying to make notes over the weekend to be like, did we forget anything? I actually did forget something, but it didn't really have anything to do with the wedding, but it was while we were down there. This is like one of the this is parenting being I already told you this actually, but I was looking after, I had the girls in our little cottage for a period of time when Steph's mum and Steph went to go get groceries. They're both walking, they're both running around, playing with toys, just, you know. And you don't get, like, shout out to Steph, who fucking is dealing with this every day, but I needed to piss so badly. So I've just run into we only had one bathroom, I just ran into the toilet, doors open, and I'm standing there taking a piss and not paying attention. And then I'm looking down, and before I realise what's happening, Zoe's head pops in between my legs, and I pissed all over her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. And she's just stuck her hands through. She got pissed. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'm having to like hold in the piss to stop and then pick her up. And I'm going to like rinse her off and clean her. I'm like, I was shell shocked. Standing there for a little after being like, that was fucked up.
Pissed on his daughter.
Oh, dude.
Did she seem to
Father
mind,
of the
or was
year.
she like, how were her
Dude,
emotions?
she was just grabbing onto the toilet bowl and fucking,
Yeah.
she didn't care. I'm like, this is fucked up.
Father of the year. Simple as that.
Father of the
showering your kids.
Father of the year.
I do apologise, Zoe. I will try to remember that for your 21st. But that was, and I'm like, oh, all right, fuck this. We're watching Peppa Pig. I can't fucking wrangle you assholes any longer.
Put pepper on.
Put pepper on. Let's just chill out. I need to clean urine off my 1-year-old daughter. Dehydrated urine, as it was.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot. Anyway, that's probably all I forgot from the wedding in Tasmania.
Time to bow it?
I think we bow it. Leave on a high.
Did you like?
Yeah, dude, I cleaned the fuck out of her. I scrubbed her within an inch of her life.
And even after that, were you still like hesitant to kind of like? Get around
Nah.
her?
Like, I mean,
This
fucking
is the piss baby.
piss is
Yeah.
sterile. It's okay. It wasn't
Yeah,
I didn't get in her face.
Yeah.
Keep this in. It did not get in her face. Got up her arms. Maybe a little on her back.
Yeah, that's
But-
true, Tobler. It's probably like, payback for all the time she's pissed all over you.
She's pissed all over me plenty of times and shit on me. Now, obviously, it's because it's been a long time since the big dance, the Melbourne Cup, all that shit, and we haven't sat down to get into
Been
our
a
work.
week.
It's been but I mean, usually we're covering shit like that
Yeah,
on a
that's true.
Thursday last week when we
That's
had Ray Hadley up, where 30 dribblers were like, "Oh, I really love the podcast, listen to heaps of episodes, but I'm not going to listen this week."
Yeah.
Okay, cunt, don't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. You don't listen.
Wait, how are you giving this guy a platform? Oh, you mean the guy with the biggest radio fucking show in the country?
Why would you give this guy a platform?
Why would you give this guy a platform? I don't want to hear from anyone that I don't agree with. Okay, dude, fucking relax. Don't listen to him. Let D or Dave like all your comments. Or you fucking... Hey, we didn't give a fuck. We didn't... Do you think we talked politics with Ray Hadley?
Yeah, no. It was more to do with rugby league.
Yeah, the fact that he's going to probably end up calling more Origins than Ray Warren.
Yeah. Did you forget that?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Don't talk to anyone I don't agree with. So I
If you put on another guest that I don't like, dude, I'm going to
people that I agree with. Oi, let me leave a comment on here just so everyone knows.
Yeah. I want to know. I want everyone to know that I don't agree with this.
I want you to know that I don't like him. Okay. What do you want us to do? You love Ray Warren. Ray Warren's a friend of Ray Hadley. Do you now not like Ray Warren?
Because it sounded like that.
Can you only be friends with people who you align with 100%? Because I fucking think D or Dave can be a little communist psychopath sometimes, but he's a friend.
Yeah, he's our fucking little Diora.
He's our little Diora, the explorer.
He's Diora the Explorer.
Now, I'm sure Ray Hadley said some fucked up shit that I wouldn't agree with.
Yeah.
I don't pay that much attention, but I'm sure he said some shit that I don't agree
Yeah.
with.
We didn't get him on to say fucked up shit.
No, we didn't. We got him on to yarn sport and one of the most successful careers in radio. What was the other one? Fuck, you guys are in the fucking pocket of big radio. Oh, you mean that we're in business with SEN? Yep. Correct. Yeah. Who is a direct competitor to Ray Hadley, so I don't know how that fucking makes any sense.
Yeah.
So that's why he wasn't on All Talk.
Yeah. And if we were in the pocket of big radio, we'd be on radio.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah,
We wouldn't have a podcast.
No. We're in
the pocket of
big podcast.
Yeah. Well,
You are big podcast.
yeah. We're big podcast. We're in the pocket of big sponsor.
Yeah. Big Bicky.
Big Bicky.
Hopefully.
Anyway, shout out to the 30 fucking dribblers who were very upset.
Yes.
I hope you've calmed down.
And we hope the likes you got on your comments, made you feel.
Yeah. Stay away from fucking 2GB when you're driving because I don't want you to have a car
Oh,
crash.
no.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that'd be
Don't
tough.
get
Dude,
into a fucking
don't go
spiral.
near fucking 873 on your AM radio or you might drive into a fucking light post.
But
Not the point.
not the point. We just thought that'd be funny to get off our chest. Now,
Could you please just get us a tissue, Dave? My nose is fucking...
we did last Tuesday go to the big dance, as it was being referred to.
Courtesy of PVL. Do you know his politics? I don't, but, they might also be in...
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't fucking ruffle your feathers either. He is one of the great hosts all time, Tom.
Mate, the man can host.
The man can host a do that we do know. He's gracious, he's professional, he's the best networker I've ever seen. I've never seen a room worked into the ground.
Dude,
like
we
that.
said to him, I go, fuck, mate, you haven't stopped moving. He gets out his
Garment? What are they
whatever he was wearing, and he goes, fucking check his 11,000 steps. I was like, holy fuck.
He'd done
Peter.
11,000 steps around that room, just working it into the ground.
At one point, and this is like probably the funniest / most like weirdly surreal like moment.
Was that when we were summoned?
Yeah, we were talking to Zach Bailey of 9 News fame, who's an old friend, and out of nowhere, I can't remember. They go, "Oi, Tom, Eddy."
No, was it Heidi came and got us, maybe?
Someone came up. They were yelling our name, and they go, "Oi, PVL wants you." And we were like, "What?" We'd already seen him. Like we bumped into him like as soon as we walked in. He was out there greeting everyone, but it was like this swarm of people. Like our conversation stopped, and it was like, "Oi, Vlandis wants you." We were like, "Okay, dude, I'll do it." I thought I was in trouble.
Yeah, same.
I was like, "Fuck, have we done something wrong?"
Getting roused out here?
I mean, I did almost walk up to the buffet before we were invited.
Yeah, you were. You were about to go get a plate.
You're meant to be invited like table by table, and no one had really made that clear to me at the start. I know the man likes to put on a spread, so I purposely saved myself, and I was like, there was fucking seafood everywhere, and I was very close to going up alone and fucking eating crab. But anyway, we go over there and he's like, I want you to meet Ricky Stewart, who is now apparently going to come on the podcast as long as we go to
apparently
Canberra
we're
and get
going
fucked up with him.
We've got to go down there and book a hotel for the night and get loose with him. I said we could do that.
Rick Noble.
I said that'll be fine, Rick.
We can make that work, Rick.
Paul Kent was there.
Kenty was there. We had a yarn with Kenty. We might get Kenty on again. Don't get fucking Kenty on, mate. It's going to be interesting yarn, punters and dribblers. We like to talk to people.
Just listen to different points of view, punters and dribblers.
It's a
You
bit
might
of
learn
fucking
something. You might even enjoy it. You never know. Or it doesn't.
And if you
matter.
don't enjoy it, that's fine. It's also fine.
It's part of the fruit bowl of life.
Yes, dude.
There's going to be some fruits in there that you don't like. Maybe a couple are off, but you
try them, dude.
you're trying different things. That's all you can ask.
Anyway, that was bizarre. But
That was bizarre. I want to shout out to the buffet, if I may.
no,
Tom.
yeah, that's good.
It was the best buffet I've ever eaten from.
I agree with that. And shout out to buffets as a concept. But
The
this buffet was
the oysters were fucking terrific. Now, generally speaking, oysters in a buffet will be a bit dry. They weren't.
no, they weren't.
They were great.
Moister than an oyster, but these were
There was
oysters.
sashimi. There was fucking crab.
Lobster.
There was lobster. There was
There was
sushi.
what was the meat we were eating? Is that pork?
No, that was beef. wasn't it?
Beef? There was this
Are you talking about with the jus?
with the jus.
Well, we went back for seconds. We'd ummed and ahed about how does that look
How
going
does
back for
how does
seconds.
seconds look?
How does it? Can you sell seconds at the market when
Do
you're
we
supposed
look-
to be there?
Networking,
you
moving
don't
and
wanna look
shaking, punting
uncouth.
on races and living your life.
We decided that it was in fact appropriate to go back for seconds. I went back and loaded that plate up with fries, a thick jus,
That pasta.
that pasta, bro. And I put myself in a bit of a food coma. I was like,
Well, we ate seconds and went dumb. Stupid. Now I'm half asleep. But it was fucking good.
it was fucking good food. We met some great people.
Yep.
Lost a lot of money on the punt.
Responsibly.
Responsibly. As in like for us, which
Well,
is
for
always
what was-
responsible.
Well, it was what we could afford, but it was not a successful day.
Yes.
It was, in fact, and we were talking about this, from 12 maybe bets we'd had on, we got second place 9 times.
Yeah. Not joking.
No, not joking. 9 times.
Some of them by a whisker. Some of them by a nose. 9 seconds in a day punting. Imagine if there'd been 9 W's.
Or if we'd been a pussy and gone each way.
But we're not.
We're not.
We're not pussies.
Well, I did go a couple after a while. I was like, shit, dude, I got to try to turn this around. Didn't work. Didn't work. You did sneak off while I was mid-conversation and put a bet on without me. The energy is like, we're in this together. Let's go on everything together. He sneaks off, gets on a race. I'm not on it. It gets up, and I fucking was off him. Luckily, it was at the end of the day because I was off him. I was like, this is fucked.
I shouldn't have done that, but I did.
You did do it. You shouldn't have done it.
You were mid-yarn. I didn't want to be...
We're at the races, dude.
I didn't want to be impolite. Is that all right?
Fuck you.
Unpolite?
No, you snuck off. I did end up, I got, Kyle, who was
Yeah.
giving us tips, and then like,
No, well, Kyle was giving himself tips.
he's a good fella, so we're not talking ill of Kyle.
No, but I'm just being honest about the situation.
He'd give us a tip, and then it seemed like he'd always have another tip, and he'd go, oh, well, this was my one, and it got up.
It felt like we were getting the second tier tip
Yeah.
from Kyle.
Yeah.
Which was nice, but I wanted the A grade
Yeah,
stuff.
I wanted tier 1 tips.
I wanted tier 1 tips. Kyle wasn't giving us the tier 1ers. How do I know that? Well, because the tips he gave us didn't win, and he was still winning on the same race. So he was keeping the tier 1s.
In terms of the fucking horses that were winning, it was like...
It was a day for donkeys.
It was donkey central.
It was a day
dude.
for donkeys, mate. It's as simple as that. Donkeys were getting into their work. $20,
Donkey day.
$30, $40. It was donkey day. Not in a bad way, in a good way, but it was just donkeys were winning.
Long donks were getting up.
They were. They were getting up big time. Like, who won the fucking cup? Gold Trip. What was Gold Trip paying?
20? 19? Bro.
That's not donkey for the Melbourne
19,
Cup.
yeah, but
Still
19
nice.
is off the back of the whole, in the context of the whole day, that's Donkey City.
It's still nice.
That's Eeyore.
I saw in the punters and dribblers group, there was a bookie who will not be named who's given away an offer that was very generous, and then they weren't paying out people when they won.
Really?
Yeah, really uncouth behaviour because they were getting fucking pumped.
That's rogue.
How wouldn't happen at Ned's.
Fuck no. Ned's is an upstanding bookie.
Upstanding moral citizen.
Yep.
in the betting perspective.
In the betting game.
Yeah, but that other
They pay
bookie-
out. Ned's pay out.
Oh fuck yeah, Neds will pay out.
Fucking 5 minutes after a race.
But it was a great day. It was great to get suited and booted with me old mate Tommy Burns.
Yep, it was lovely. But I just the way that PVL gets into his work, the amount of like people where he'd just be like, he's so good at introing people and like.
Have you met?
Have you met? Yeah, and
Have
you're
you
just
met?
like, oh, this is thank
Have
you,
you met?
Peter. What's going
Have you
on?
met?
How you doing? And he just kept referring to us as the biggest podcast in the country, and we're like, well, yeah, all right, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
The biggest in the podcast, but yeah, biggest in the country. biggest in the country.
Like, well, yeah.
He's like, mate, I'm like famous now because of these boys. He's like, yeah, it stopped in the street all the time. I'm like, thank you, Peter.
Yep.
You say very nice things.
That was all from us, Pete.
I remember we'd met someone, I won't say who it was, and they were like, Peter's just been on me all day to come and meet you boys. Just like all day, just going, have you met him yet? Have you met him yet? Like that's how much he's working for you.
I wonder whether the great PVL here, you know, after our first trip to the, what was the director's suite or whatever it was the last time we went to the races?
The director's lounge maybe.
And we sort of, we pointed out that Peter had a rather sizable seafood banquet for himself, and the rest of us quite happily had different meals. PVL, obviously CEO Racing New South Wales, was like, well, I'm going to eat fucking lobster and
Well, he had
crabs
the
and
big boy
oysters.
meal.
Big boy meal. We pointed that out. I can't help but feel like the buffet last Tuesday was off the back of us going, there needs to be seafood for all. Because I can't watch that gorgeous Greek Australian man pound seafood into the earth. I want to take some off his plate.
With reckless abandon.
I'm going to have to pinch an oyster or a fucking crab leg.
It was honestly the most superb buffet I've ever laid eyes on. It was fucking unbelievable. And I've always found, Tom, and I'm sure you'll agree, that there is a big difference in the buffet game between looks and taste. Often a buffet can look the part, but it doesn't stack up.
Don't judge a buffet by its cover.
That's right. This did both. It was decadent and loud and out and about, but it was also fucking delicious.
Yeah. You could have, this is the exception to the rule. You can judge a buffet, you don't judge a buffet by its cover, but you could have judged this buffet by its cover because it was the greatest buffet of all time.
That's right. That ravioli was unbelievable.
Hook that shit to my veins. I would have passed out like a junkie
Pump
at the
it in.
table if I could have just eaten it.
It took
to death.
every single part of me not to be the little sashimi piglet that I am and load it up like it was the old days at Nataris or Nastaris or whoever the fuck
Let us
wronged
down.
us and let us down and crushed ourselves. I wanted to go full $40 sashimi on that.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah, I
sashimi
realised there are
bar.
other people that
There was people behind us in the line, and I go, I can't do that.
I can't do that to them. I want to just pick up the sashimi plate and just walk back to the table. Sorry, got here first.
Is this mine?
Yeah, this is my one. Fuck yeah. I'm hungry.
Fuck the lot of you. Anyway, great day.
Great day, dude. Thank you again, PVL, for having us.
Thank you, mate. Had to get out there a little bit earlier than I
That
would
was
have
probably the only
otherwise
saddest
liked.
bit about it was that we had to chuff off early.
Yeah, I was getting
Weddings
calls.
and shit. You had to fly.
Ella was like, where the fuck are you?
We're literally leaving.
We've got shit to do.
Yep.
Lots of shit.
And I was, I could have stayed there. But again, me unsupervised, who the fuck knows what happens? I get fucking flogged and then I'm chewing on crab legs under a table. Not good for brand. Hello, sport.
No, not good for the brand. Better that you just leave with me, Tom, and then we don't have to worry.
Exactly. You don't have to fucking ask PVL to keep an eye on me.
No, I didn't
me
want to
into
have
a
to do
cab.
that. I didn't want to have to do that. I didn't want to have to do that.
No. Anyway,
Thanks for having us, bro.
and I would like a statue outside Randwick. That's the only other thing. To acknowledge that we've got the most seconds on a day ever. A silver statue of you and me in our suits.
Crying.
Well, no, because it was responsible. Just a little. It's us screaming and then it getting done on the line again.
Yeah, okay, sure. Makes sense.
Punters, dribblers, if you are a friend of mine or a colleague or someone who knows me in some sort of way and you call me and I don't know who it is, I know when, I don't know about anyone else, when you see someone go like, sorry, new number, who's this? Or like, sorry, I just feel like you're lying to me and I feel like a loser and you just don't know my number. My phone broke. I dropped it drunkenly after the Budgie Smuggler event.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not been able to access any of my fucking contacts. So I got a new phone. In the iPhone game, I have no one's numbers. And it's just the worst having to be like, sorry, who's this? Sorry, who's this? I just got a call from like a very close family friend and had to answer it like it was a business call.
Yeah.
So
losing all of your numbers after that amount of time would be fucking devastating.
if you know me and I haven't asked for it yet, can you please text me and just say your name? That's all.
That's all you need to do.
My number hasn't changed. Now, Eddie, when we talk cricket on the show,
Yeah, bro.
we do it obviously for our good friends at KO.
Know that.
And the Cricket World Cup. The T20 Cricket World Cup has been great. I tell you who hasn't been great. Sorry to do it. The nation of Australia.
Yeah, we've been soft.
We stunk. We stunk like a dead dog's dick.
Just no ticker.
Not much going, bruh.
No.
Weak, lame. And I tell you what, all the oldies are coming out and shitting on him as well.
Yeah,
Like,
they are.
Gilly shitting on him. Gilly says that the crowds have been because there's a sour taste after the Langer-gate. I don't know whether that's true or not. I don't know whether I agree with that.
I wouldn't go. That's certainly not a vibe I'm getting around the streets.
I almost feel like there was... Oh, no. Would you reckon there was more negative press or equal amounts of negative press? Probably less, actually, as I'm stepping it out. But, like, around the sponsorship thing.
No.
Not as much.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe that's just more recent.
That's more recent.
No one's not going to the games because they don't like the fucking sponsors.
No, and I don't think no one's going to the games
Because of Justin Langer
Because
got
of Justin Langer. I think part of it potentially is like Australia hasn't been that exciting to watch.
No.
We just haven't been.
The lead-in wasn't...
It's been limp. The lead-in was fucking limp. We lost a lot of games. We got pumped by England.
Finch was like, we're tired. I was like, this isn't fucking exciting. But then we just got humped.
And we had so many big dicks that could swing to the hilt.
Yeah.
That weren't. It was flaccid.
When your captain's going, oh yeah, we're just fucking tired into the thing, you're like, well, this
No.
lie to me, dude.
Yeah.
Lie.
I need you to lie to
Tell
me.
me you're up and about and you're ready to win the fucking thing.
It's business time. Like by the time we got to the first game against New Zealand, we'd come off the back of a very flat warm up.
We'd gotten fucking...
One that I wanted to ignore.
Yeah, no, we were ignoring it. Barely beat the Windies. Lost to England. Then we come out and get humped by New Zealand.
How did we go? We'd lost in India as well, I think.
Yeah, I think we had one or two warm-ups against them as well that we lost.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good. But whatever, fuck it. We're out. That is what it is. But like,
Beating
dude,
Afghanistan by 4 runs.
but were we chasing?
No, we had set the total.
Oh my God.
No,
But that
that's-
wasn't even close. We had the game against Ireland, which if we had bowled them out for like under 100, we would have taken over England on net run rate, and we had them like 5 for 25 or something. And then one dude just went big, and then they
won
caught up.
137. Like
that's scat.
there was.
But the tournament itself has been sick, right? Like you think about that India-Pakistan game,
Mate,
the
unbelievable.
crowd there. Dude, India against a minnow like a couple of nights ago. Bangladesh, I'm pretty sure they got 80,000. Was that at SCG or Adelaide Oval?
Adelaide,
So
yeah.
maybe not 80,000, but like sold out. So there's been some hectic ones. It's crazy to think that like 2 foreign nations in Australia can draw that sort of crowd. Obviously, I know there's expats and shit living here, but like it's pretty cool.
Mate, but South Africa lost to the Netherlands.
Dude, that's. I was in an Uber with a Pakistani fella in Tassie, and he was like, "Dude, the fact that South Africa lost to the Netherlands, was it? Yeah, that was the only reason we got in." He's like, "We were playing like shit." He's like, "We're not that fucking good, but
Yeah,
South Africa
Pakistan-
shit the bed."
They lost to Zimbabwe.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
So
they,
Pakistan lost to Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
But then they also beat
South Africa.
South Africa, and then South Africa lost to the Netherlands. Mate, T20 cricket is pretty unpredictable.
it can be very unpredictable, which kind of makes it interesting, right? Like you're still going to probably have the big dogs at the end, which is what we've got: New Zealand, Pakistan, India, England. But the fact that you have a few of those upsets,
along the way is fun. Like the Netherlands getting that dub, that's huge for them. You'd be absolutely frothing.
you would be. Obviously now we're on.
Oh, well, obviously we're on Aotearoa.
Aotearoa.
I think New Zealand win the whole thing. That's what I think.
Well, I hope so. I don't want it to be England. Anyone but England in the final 4. Obviously, So tonight, as this potty comes out, 7 p.m, SCG, New Zealand, Pakistan. I would have liked to have gone to the game, actually.
Yeah,
that would have been
fun.
nice.
It's at the SCG, yeah.
SCG, so New Zealand v Pakistan. Then tomorrow, Adelaide Oval, India, England. Hectic. All obviously available on KO. But I think New Zealand get the fucking job. Well, again, it's hard to fucking predict, but you would assume New Zealand get the job done. And then India's had some weird losses, but so's England. England lost to Ireland. India lost to, or maybe they just lost to South Africa.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it was just South Africa. I think they
Oh.
won every other game.
Yeah, that's the only one they lost.
Yeah. So, I mean, India's...
But we know who South Africa lost to, so...
Yeah.
And India probably should have lost to Pakistan that game.
Oh, well,
Yeah, you're right.
You're dead right.
Yeah, you're
that was
right.
a massive get out of jail for the.
That was a bizarre end, that one.
So I feel like, for Pakistan, if they come up against India, they'd be like, well, we pretty much beat them last time. We just got to not choke.
Mate, anyone can win this, except I don't want England to win. If England win in Australia, that'll devastate me.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
They don't deserve it.
That'll be a tough way to kick off the summer. They don't deserve it. And I don't like what's their captain called again?
Stokes.
I like Stokes. I don't like his fluffy captaincy hair. You know what I mean?
Ben Stokes is a hell of a player,
Ben Stokes is a hell of a footballer.
but you don't like his fluffy hair.
His fluffy captaincy hair, and I love fluffy hair. Look, I get it. But I can't say unequivocally that isn't a drop-in.
Oh, I think it's a drop in. It's not native.
I don't know if that's native hair.
It's not native.
Indigenous hair.
It's not indigenous.
I think that might be a drop-in. And I could be wrong. He's just grown it out, though. Once he's become Skip, he's grown it out. And Slick Boy, dude, he looks like he should work at fucking the Rubenstein.
Get some comparison photos of him.
I think Ben Stokes might work as a real estate agent for Gavin Rubenstein. Look at that slickness, dude.
Go that one there.
On the
That
right.
one. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
and I'm happy for a man to have a drop-in pitch on the Dome, but I'm just saying, you're English. I
Listen,
don't like the
there's
English
the
cricketing terms.
The before and after photos are
drop-in.
well, they're very suggestive.
What is it about cricketers and drop-in? I think per capita cricketers have more drop-ins than any other sporting code in the hair game.
Oh, well, it wouldn't even be close. The cricket's fascination with the drop-in, Tom, knows no bounds. It's almost part of the fabric of the game.
Yeah, like if you're a cricketer and
It's gotta
dude,
come-
that's a drop-in. Come on.
It's got to come from the fact that we drop wickets in now.
Since drop-in,
There's so much synergy.
Well, but I wonder whether the drop-in pitch was almost off the back of the drop-in hair.
So
'Cause
you're
I
saying
think that we had indigenous pitchers and balding cricketers. Then it went drop-in hair.
and they said, well, we can do
We
this.
can do this with the pitchers. This is actually a great fucking idea.
So you think that the toupees, as it were, or the rug or the
Or
plug,
the plug. Or the weave.
Or
Do they
the-
weave shit in
all
your
the
scalp?
was the forefather, the birth of the drop-in pitch.
I think it could be. Look at the slickness on that one where your mouse is. Just go up. Yeah. Look at that, dude.
Wow.
Are you telling me he's not like fucking, look, it's got built-ins.
That looks like a weave to me.
Look at him. He's selling me a house. It's got built-in wardrobe, double lock-up garage,
Yeah, 4 bedrooms,
north-facing
2
aspect,
bath, north facing. Yeah, that's right. Room for a pool.
Yeah.
No pool, but room for a pool.
Italian tile or some marble or some shit.
Well, it's posing as Italian marble.
Correct. It's not. Faux Italian marble.
It's faux marble. This is Chinese, but it looks the part.
yeah. This is faux herringbone.
Yeah. Yeah, this is faux.
Whatever that is. That's what that hairstyle looks like to me. No disrespect. I just don't like England in a cricketing sense or in a sporting sense. So I've got to call it where I see it.
And listen, and if paying out Ben Stokes' hair for 15 minutes gets India the W, then I'll do it.
by any means
Because
necessary.
I can't have England winning a World Cup in this nation again.
No.
It's as simple as that.
I'm cool with India.
We all know their history. We all know what happened. Once was enough.
Never again.
We do what we can to stop that. We do
Never
what we can.
again.
We say never again. And we say never again, and we mean it.
Yep.
Punters and dribblers.
Never.
We absolutely mean it.
Fucking again.
Never fucking ever again. That's
Now-
all we're saying.
That's all we're saying. Reminder, tonight, if you can't get to the game at the SCG, which obviously anyone outside of Sydney won't be able to, 7 p.m. on KO. We've got New Zealand v Pakistan. New Zealand get the dub there. And then Thursday, we have India, England. Adelaide Oval, 7 p.m. Again, shout out to my darling wife, Steph, in a non-cricket related story who turned 32 yesterday.
Congratulations.
Don't say my age.
She's 32.
She's 32. But that's cricket.
That's cricket. Shout
Shout
out to
out to KO. Shout out to him. Now, as we wrap this up, Eddie, well, before we wrap this up, the Rugby League World Cup semis are on.
They're on. We're in the semis.
Dude, Samoa knocking off Tonga was a fucking good game. I don't know if you went back and watched the old highlights. I did. I couldn't watch it
12-10?
live.
18-6?
No, 2018.
2018.
2018. And like a cracking fucking game, dude. Like a really, really, well, based on the extended highlights that I enjoyed, also on KO, just like a really, really good game. Samoa kind of in recent years the little brother for Tonga, getting the job done and making their first final, I think. Some big hits.
First semi, yeah.
Semi, yeah. Taylor May fucking laid out Kalamatangi like you would not believe, like flattened him. Jerome Luai, though, ripping and tearing.
Big bounce back from Samoa, who got absolutely pumped in that first game. 60 England put on them?
And they're coming up against them again,
Yeah, they are.
which obviously doesn't bode well.
Doesn't bode particularly well.
Now, New
But
Zealand almost lost to Fiji, but they were 12-0 down after like the first 20 minutes. Well, 24-18 is a fucking
Mate,
close.
it's close.
Much closer than I would have expected.
Mate, people were, what was the line? 29 points, I think.
Oh, I bet Rando fucked us on that one as well.
I think it was 29 and a half.
But that's a closer game.
12-6 at halftime Fiji, who've been indifferent themselves.
And have been pumped themselves.
Exactly.
Like been pumped fucking hard a few games, or at least one.
Yeah.
But like, if you're a New Zealand fan, and we are after Australia, that's cause for concern. Do you know the English have already booked the Kiwis' flights home? The competition? Like the Rugby World Cup.
They booked their flights.
They've already
home.
booked the Kiwis on flights. How good's that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
And I'm assuming didn't book the Aussies.
Well, no. Why would you?
We humped them, I think.
I think we humped the fuck out.
I think we humped the fuck out of them. And we've got too many weapons in the duffel.
Yeah.
Our side is unbelievably stacked.
And our forwards are younger and hotter and faster.
And Toia.
And then obviously our backs are better, but pretty much like the backs and both backlines are pretty hectic.
Mau's made his decision on 7, it would seem.
But then DCE is now like a potential bench
Well,
utility.
he played utility against Lebanon.
I don't think he does for this. I think that they.
I think Ben Hunt's probably a
think
better
Ben Hunt-
utility. No offense to a friend of ours, Cherry
Well,
Evans.
DCE would be a 7, but whatever. I mean, like whatever they go with, I love DCE, but I love my nation.
I love my nation, Tom. You know that.
Latrell Rippin, Eddie.
White and Rippin.
I think it's probably going to be an
Holmes
Australia-England final. and
Addo
then
Carr Rippin.
Dude.
4 tries again?
Yeah, and you know what? Like we said before the tournament, we're like, fuck, he's short for the highest try scorer. It's like, yeah, you know what, dude? For a good reason.
Yeah.
And you just get on him.
Yeah.
Sometimes
he's home and hosed.
sometimes you go, it's too short. You go, no, it's not. It's not too short.
not too
$1.40
short.
or whatever it is.
No,
Fucking
it's,
just
I
get on
think
it.
for the whole tournament it was two something.
Jesus Christ. That's just,
$2.50,
well, that's value, Edward. That's value. But that's
And it's
Rugby
value
League
I
World
got
Cup.
on.
There's one story that we probably need to get to
What's that?
just as we wrap here. And that is, well, it's a welcome of sorts for me and for you and for the show. We just want to take a moment to welcome our new coach to the Manly Sea Eagles,
Oh, yeah.
Anthony Seibold, former coach of the year for the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Yep.
Signed a huge fucking deal with the Brisbane Broncos, one of the glamour clubs of the NRL. Now he's also spent time, Eddie,
Working with Eddie Jones.
in the rugby union. So the man is obviously a dual international of sorts.
I think dual international is how I would frame it, Tom. He's obviously a highly esteemed and highly regarded assistant coach at Manly in the past. Some would say that he's the best video analyst in the game, which will go a long way.
Yeah, PowerPoint presentations. I think honestly, like I
believe he's a doctor.
You know how he's a professor.
Professor, rather.
You know how like sometimes the FBI will find like these people who are like really good hackers.
Yes.
And then they won't, rather than putting him in prison, they will just be like, come work for us.
Yep.
Microsoft PowerPoint have seen so much in Anthony's ability to create PowerPoints that are compelling.
Yeah.
They've gone, we're now going to bring you on board as a consultant.
Yep.
So whilst obviously the Sea Eagles, I think now are his main priority, I think maybe he's moved on from PowerPoint, but he was there as a consultant as like to how to make PowerPoints that pop.
The man can PowerPoint. It's as simple as that. There's no
Ifs,
beating
ands, or
around the
buts.
there's no beating around the bush, Tom. Man can PowerPoint.
But he comes in as the head coach of Manly, the greatest club in the land until 2025.
Yes.
He's got a couple of assistants with him in Shane Flanagan,
Who also highly esteemed coach.
a premiership winner.
Premiership winner. Built the side himself, I'll have you all know.
Yep. Works with his hands.
Well, he's a craftsman, Tom. He's a craftsman. So I think when you put it all together,
Yes.
which you and I have, we find a club that's ready to climb to the tippity top once more and win more premierships.
Yeah, this has got all the hallmarks of a premiership winning organisation in 2023. Also, a quick shout out to our dear friend, sex symbol, Ruben Garrick, who signed on for 4 more years.
He did.
Very fuckable, can play rugby league.
Very fuckable.
And again, just all positive fucking news for the club.
100%. Also, my mum saw Tom Trbojevic on her flight back from Europe and said g'day. And he's wearing a Be As Soon shirt. It's a great omens.
That's a fucking huge omen.
Great omens.
She said g'day?
Yeah, omens everywhere.
Was she like fucking, you know my boy?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he said those two have done more for the club than anyone except me and Jake. And I go, that's probably right.
Probably right. Probably right. So welcome, Tony Siebes.
Welcome to, I think a rebrand's what we need. It's not Anthony, it's Tony.
Tony. It's
Yeah.
Tony Siebes.
Tony Siebes.
Tony Siebes. Welcome
Tony
to the
sounds
club.
like a bloke you can trust and you take for a beer.
Yeah. Tony Siebes.
They're not Anthony, but Tony.
Tony. Well, Tony.
100%. Tony.
Fucking oath.
Definitely.
And it's all about new beginnings for the club, for him. So, for Manly's, biggest supporters, we're like Manly's dads. So, like, when you get a new boyfriend to the house,
Yep.
we got to run the eye over you.
Yeah, that's right.
And we
give
approve.
our tick of approval.
But obviously, we're going to call you Tony because
that's
that's a bit of like alphaing, like
Well, also your name's Tony.
Tony says.
So there's that. All right, punters and dribblers. Love yous all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?